All right, let's do 10.5, number 53. So I've got 16 n to the 2/3 over 81 n to the minus 2/3. All of that to the minus 3/4. So other than panic, what do I do with this?
Multiply the powers.
Multiply the powers. Oh, you want to multiply this power in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
In the bottom one too. And yeah, in the bottom.
Can you
So
flip
you
it
get 16n
first?
minus 6 over 12.
Wait, what?
You can just multiply the powers, right?
Okay.
So you get
Can
like
you-
16n
Oh.
to the 2/3.
Can you flip
Careful.
it first to bring the positive down to the?
Okay, so there's a number of things you can do that are all going to be okay. One is you could put this up there. Another thing you could do is you could multiply this power in. The problem with multiplying this power in is that this guy needs to go on all 4 of these pieces. You have to distribute it to everything.
So you should simplify it a little bit.
I would advise towards simplify it a little bit rather than put the power into everything first. So my personal preference would be to say, okay, first things first, there's a negative exponent inside the grouping symbol, right? I'm kind of looking at grouping stuff first. And I'm saying, okay, there's lots of n's in here. And this n in particular has a negative power on it. What does the negative power tell you? Yeah, it tells you that thing belongs on the top. So I'm going to leave my grouping symbols, right? I'm not going to do anything to the outside. Now on the inside, what am I going to change? I've got a 16 on top and an 81 on the bottom. And there's an n to the 2/3 on the top that I didn't want to move.
Plus the 2/3.
Yeah, and then I should multiply by the n to the 2/3 that came up from the bottom. Did you all see that?
Yeah.
So when I swapped this n to the 2/3 to the top, I changed the sign on its exponent, right?
Into the 4/3.
Yeah, perfect. So now these are two things multiplied together, so I should add the powers. Right?
Okay.
So I should get my big parentheses with my minus 3/4, and then inside I've got 16 n to the 4/3 over 81. Now, can I do any better than this?
Do the square root for the cube root.
Cube root?
Well, because you have a 3 and a so you have 3 groups of n. What? Or okay.
No, that would be
Okay, well,
4th.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
So the bottom here is the root, and the top is the power, right?
Right.
So I need some stuff to the minus 3rd power and the 4th root, right? You guys see that?
So we take the 2 and 3.
So we should probably do the 4th root first, right? Okay, so maybe now's the time to distribute our power. So let me do that. In 16 to the minus 3/4, n to the
-12. No.
3/4.
You got
Negative 12.
So I've got 4/3, right? And then am I adding or multiplying or subtracting? Or should multiply by
so,
negative 3/4.
Yeah.
yeah, so negative.
And
yeah.
then there's some onesie business going on there. And then on the bottom here, I've got 81 to the
-3.
-3/4.
Yeah.
Okay, so now there's some onesies, right?
Yeah.
So there's a onesie and there's a onesie. What am I left with there?
The
The negative.
-1. So let's see, I've got 16 to the minus 3/4 n to the -1 over 81 to the -3/4, which is kind of hairy looking still.
So you flip it because they're all negative?
Yeah, everything's negative, so I could flip it all over. I really could have done that back here, right?
That's what I was.
Back at the very beginning, you could flip this whole thing over and just drop the negative from the outside. There's a lot of ways to think here, but at some point you need to flip the whole thing over. So what do I get on the top?
81.
81 to the,
-3/4.
why isn't it negative anymore?
Oh, because you moved
You
it.
flipped it.
Because I flipped it? And on the bottom, I've got 16 to the
3/4.
3/4 and
It's just
To the,
N.
yeah.
oh yeah, and just n, right?
Yeah.
I really need to the first power there, but needs to write that. Okay, then what?
Could you,
Yeah, then I should look at these guys and think, okay, this is a thing about 4th roots of 16 cubed, right? And this is a thing about 4th roots of 81 cubed. So what am I going to get?
Yeah.
Do you know the 4th root of 16?
Oh, 2.
4th root of 16 is 2, and I should be cubing that, and the 4th root of
3.
3 cubed. And what else did I lose? Yeah, I lost an n. Okay, so do I know what 3 cubed is?
27.
27. Do I know what 2 cubed is? 8. And there's also an n. So I got 27 over 8n. And I should probably, well, I did some onesying, right? With even powers.
Yes.
So maybe I should be a little bit worried about negatives here. But if I read the directions, they would say all the variables are positive, don't sweat negative issues, right? So that's why I'm not writing something about, but n has to be positive or absolute values on n or any of that jazz. Is okay with that?
Yep.
Cool. Questions, concerns? Okay.